And I think we are now live. Welcome back to Summit League Racing, everyone. Where tonight we're here for the finale, the first finale of the weekend. But this is for Formula Two, and two championships are on the line here for Race Roller. Well, Race Roller and SLR Dodgy, currently the top of the respective championships. Joining me tonight, as the main commentators, are SLR Rango and SLR Liam. So welcome.
Hello. Hello. Very excited to be here. It's been a while.
Same for me.
Yes, this is the sort of the famous little combination, isn't it, Liam? Even though we did like two streams together, I feel like there's been a lot of demand for us to return. So it's nice to be back, especially for such a important race in the season. And this should be a fantastic race.
It's going to be.
I believe, Corey, that Roller just needs to put it on pole to win the championship. Am I correct in thinking that?
He definitely can do. If he, like you said, if he does top qualifying, he will be on pole. If Dodgy tops the Evo class in qualifying, that will give him 2 points. That will also give him enough to win the championship. So if if Roller does get 4 points, doesn't matter where anyone else finishes in either race. And if Dodgy gets 2, then again, doesn't matter where anyone else finishes. That will be the championships wrapped up. And I will hand it over to you two then.
Wonderful stuff. Looking forward to this. We've got a few folks. I'm going to try and load up the stream chat if I can, so we can get some interaction going with some of the folks watching. How are you, Liam? You well, mate? It's been a while since we've jumped on here together.
It's been a while doing this. First, I think the last time we did it was Vietnam. Last season, I think so.
Okay, as if you can remember that. How do you remember that?
Well, I think we did it. I think we did 2, but I think it was. I can't remember the one before it. Maybe Bahrain or something.
Yeah, one of those things. It's like one of the, look what the cat dragged in, wouldn't it? Really, and it seemed to go down quite well.
Yeah.
I think. But yeah, this is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to this. Thanks for Corey for letting us jump in. But I think he's probably looking forward to a bit of a break, considering the amount of streams he's been doing recently. Right, where is Roller? We're going to jump on board with him now and try and see what he does as he goes into turn 1. And it's a solid line. He's obviously going to be cautious not to invalidate, but he's put himself in a good position going through the first couple of corners here. Full on the power. And I keep thinking this track has been changed to the new layout, but obviously it hasn't. There's the sharp left and right here going into the hairpin. Leads all the way onto the back straight. We'll just get everything enabled there, folks, so we can all see as much as we can. As things stand, Roller is on pole, and he will win the championship if he takes pole position here. So he has got a lot of pressure on him now for the second half of this lap. But if he carries on this way, he's gonna win the championship here. Nice braking there. Hits the apex well. A little bit slow to get onto the power. As you can see, he's lost P1 to Crispy. Who, let's have a quick look. He's just a tiny bit above the road. But now Beast and Darnell have gone ahead of Roller. So Roller dropping down. Look how close these guys are. Oh, there you go. A corner, and Roller finds himself back into P1. This is going to be very, very close. Now he's back to P3. This is crazy. Right, nearing the final sector now, or in the final sector now. On the right, on these right-handers here. Hits the curb, hits the apex nicely. Try not to lose the back end here around these corners. Be careful of that wall on the right-hand side. Just kisses it. It's lovely from Roller. He's not really made any mistakes here. Is it going to be enough? SLR Darnell currently on pole. Roller into the final corner. Crispy on pole currently. Roller 4th, so he's not won the championship in qualifying. SLR Darnell, I think, took pole there. So it's a good lap from Darnell to put himself on pole position here for the feature race. Thoughts, boys?
Good qualifying. Yard Virtual Racing 1-2. They won the Constructors' Championship last time, so they're definitely bringing that into the next race. You can see the gap as well between the top 4. Look how close that is.
Yeah, they were just swapping around all that, weren't they?
It's always close
between all 4 of them.
And Liam, what's going on with the Evo Championship?
Well, with the Evo, I think it's Marsh that picks up the pole position points, and Dodge is in 13th, so he missed out by 1 place.
close there as well. Another thing I do want to mention as well that I have been informed of this week is quite a few of the drivers that were very close to our good friend Callum McEwen has got a tribute helmet for this weekend, which is fantastic to see. Thoughts on that, boys, since you were very close to him as well?
Yeah, it's nice to see. It's lovely to see that people are going to sort of try and commemorate it. I think the last time we saw him race would have been in Abu Dhabi, wouldn't it? So
Yeah.
it seems appropriate to sort of do it. And as we've made it quite clear that sort of he's an integral part, and his legacy is going to be an integral part of the league for forever. So it's nice to see guys who didn't know Callum, but people making the effort to respect the man he was and the community that he was such a massive part of.
Your thoughts, Liam?
It's just great to see people honouring him, and he's still got all his roles in the Discord. We can't move him on, and he's still a big part of the place, even though he's not here with us.
Without a doubt. We miss him a lot. We miss him so much, but it's been brilliant to see the way everyone has sort of rallied around each other really since it's happened, and it's nice to see the guys commemorating Callum whenever they get the opportunity. Anyway, 19 drivers tonight. That's from what I believe. Obviously, I've not been able to jump in the comms box as much as I would have liked to. There's been a number of different factors contributing towards that, but what I believe, the turnouts in F2 this season have been pretty fantastic, haven't they? Hasn't it been full grids most weeks, if not every week?
I believe
Yeah,
so, from what I've seen.
Every week we've had a full grid. It's been a chaotic race the majority of weeks as well, so I don't expect any different tonight.
I think it's such a great addition to the league. I really do. I think it's lovely to see that the guys have made the F2 division so competitive and thrilling to watch, really. So I'm sure this race will be nothing different. Who else is in the championship fight then, Corey? Can you sort of enlighten us as to who else could win the championship tonight?
Well, for the main Drivers' Championship, it is down to the top three of Race Roller, Crispy, and Darnell. Darnell only 1 point behind his teammate, Crispy, on 332 to 333. But again, if Roller does somehow get get 4 points from this first race, or any race that is, he will be world champion.
Okay, and all he needs is 4 points.
Yes.
Is that from either of the races then? Okay.
On either race.
Okay, so it's definitely in Roller's hands, isn't it? So it's
It definitely
he's
is.
not he's looking on course, or there's a very good chance that he could have a pretty spectacular season then, this thing stank, and he's very close to the top of he is top, isn't he, of the McEwen
Well, they're level on
championship
points.
standings?
It's tied.
They're level on points, but isn't he winning on countback?
No, Midzi is winning on countback as it
Oh,
stands.
never mind. I'll take that back then.
It could be a good weekend for Roller to maybe wrap 2 championships up.
Yeah, that would be pretty spectacular to do that. Has anyone done that before? Did Jam do that? I think Jam or Ham might have done that a few seasons ago. Off the top of my head, I think Jam won the first F2 season and what would have been Elite Division at the same time. I don't know, Liam will be able to tell me if that's correct or not, but
I believe he
I think
did, yeah.
that was what happened. Yeah, I think it was the first F2 season, and it would have been the F1 season 5. What we know, this is season 7, isn't it? So
Yeah, 7.
it wouldn't have been. I don't think it was 6. I think it was season 5 that he did it. I remember it was in lockdown. We were all watching it together. I'm pretty sure. But I think if Roller was able to emulate that and sort of have 2 championships under his belt, that would be a pretty spectacular year and hard to top next season if it's all possible, really. Obviously he's got a few very, very fast guys in front and behind him, so he's going to have his work cut out regardless, even if he wants to score points here, because it's a very competitive division. We've got the likes of Darnell and Crispy, UK Beast Assassin, and people behind him. We all know how fast the likes of Midzi, Jam and Southerner are. Drivers like Division at the back of the grid we could see coming through, so let's not rule out anyone. Even Night Ranger might win this race. We don't know, do we? Isn't Big Bag making his debut as well? So shout out to Big Bag. Is this his F2 debut?
Yeah, sure is.
Good to see him driving. One of the new recruits. We love to see a new recruit driving. So well done to him. As the back of the pack lines up now, and we should be ready to go any second now for the final race of the F2 season around Abu Dhabi. All to play for in the championship. Here we go. 5 lights. And they are away in Abu Dhabi here. Darnell and Crispy. Looks like Darnell's got a good start, but Beast's gone up round the outside of Crispy. By the look of it, it's turn 1. Crispy defends the inside. There's contact there. Bit of wheel banging. And they've just stayed together there. UKB Assassin's taking the first. Oh, Crispy's gone! Crispy's gone! Crispy's gone. We were on board with that, and he's gone straight in the wall. VSC immediately. And look at that. That's absolute carnage. Turn 1, luckily, he managed to catch on board with that as the rear end of Crispy's car just went round. There's nothing he could have done about that. What did you think there, boys? You see that?
There was instances throughout the pack. There was, I think, BWT further back. Tangley was on at turn 1. I believe it could have been division. But the Crispy incident is now him at the championship, and I believe just one you and I left to battle roller.
Yeah,
that's massively in favour of Roller, that, isn't it? It's gone hugely in favour of him. Obviously, big rival's gone, and he's gone up a place as well, hasn't he?
He has.
After Beast took him off the start, so I don't know if Crispy was a little bit unsettled with the way him and Beast had a little bit of wheel banging at the exit of turn 1, but nothing. Definitely wasn't UK Beast Assassin's fault as far as I could see from there. I think Crispy just sort of lost it. That is a shame. That is a massive shame. But yeah, let's see what happens now. Roller's got to obviously keep it on track. I think he'd be happy with the position when even if he just sits behind these guys. But I can't imagine Southerner is going to make it easy for him. I know firsthand he likes a little battle around Abu Dhabi, so let's see how he gets on as he's basically pushing Roll around the corners here in the final sector. UK Beast Assassin and Darnell have had good exits out of the VSC, and let's see what Southerner can do. It's a nice little train forming. There's Jam's right behind him, as is Midzy. They're all coming quite close. Look at this. Southerner gaining on Roller. Has a little look at the inside. He's not going to make the move there, though. He's right up close behind him. Roller's already dropped a second behind UK Beast Assassin, who was a further second behind leader SLR Darnell as we enter the second lap. We've already had a VSC, if you're just joining us, here in Abu Dhabi.
Oh, Dodgy's gone.
Dodgy's gone. Dodgy's gone. Where is he?
He's lost down the long right hander.
He's in the wall. He's in the wall. Is that a VSC again? And he's gone. That's massive for the Evo Championship. How does that affect us, Corey? What's happened here then with Dodgy?
Well, currently not much as it stands, because his teammate and his championship rival Menz is still currently down in 12th, and for the sprint races I believe you just still need to finish inside the top 8 to get any points, so the gap will remain the same at 20 points at the moment.
That is a good point. That is a very good point. I didn't think of that. Wow, okay. Let's have a look at this then. Roller he's lost almost another half a second to UK Beast Assassin since we last checked in on him. And he's got Southerner following him really, really closely through these corners here. He's gone a little bit wide there, and that's going to allow Roller to get away from him a little bit, as you've just seen the gap increase. Slight mistake there from Southerner, but he's going to try and push really hard through these corners here. It looks like he's got a little bit more pace than Roller in a straight line. I think Roller might have a little bit more in the corners. You know, that's sort of being hampered by dirty air as Midsy's trying to go around SLR Jam there. Oh, and Jam's almost lost it. It's like I'm cursing people who are riding on board with him at the minute, but Jam's almost lost it. And Midzy has to, well, sort of try and avoid him, I think, because he tried to score him back on the track. But, yeah, he's right there, right behind him. Southerner's closing the gap a little bit to Roller, but here we go. Midzy right on the back of Jam here. Feels weird saying SLR Jam. Everyone used to saying Jam Ham all the time, or just, I don't know. It seems very weird, but not complaining. What's happened there? Mason Gammon's gone. Oh, he's almost taken out division. Well, look at it there. Big Bag on his debut into P9.
He's up 5. Yeah, Mason Gammon was part of the battle for the 9th. It was becoming quite a train, and Gammon lost it around the long right-hander, and then half caught himself and threw himself back towards the wall, I think.
And there is Midzi up the inside of Jam. Jam's going to look to try and fight this back here. Look at Bennett here. He's running this little battle. He's just sitting there like a cat waiting to pounce, waiting to see if they take each other out or anything. But Jam's coming. He's got DRS. Is he going to send it? No, he doesn't send it. Okay. So Midzi up into P5 now. He's defended that position well. Had enough straight line speed there to keep Jam behind him. So he's going to chase after Southerner now, who has in fact dropped back from Race Roller, which is interesting. Race Roller only 0.8 of a second behind UKB Assassin, who interestingly is right on the back of SLR Darnell. He's definitely found some time from somewhere. But these three now are separated by about 1.5 seconds. So keep your eyes on this, folks. Really, this is where it's all gonna count now. But Roller, of course, only needs 4 more points as Darnell gets very squirmy on the exit of the final corner. 2 fastest laps set there consecutively by UKB Assassin and Race Roller. Darnell looks like he's really struggling here, doesn't he, Liam?
I don't know what tyre is like here, but I know in F1 cars the soft tyres do burn out quickly.
Yeah, it's interesting. He's got a lot of work ahead of him to keep UKB Assassin behind him on this straight, because he's going to have DRS. He looks much quicker, really. Doesn't get the best of exits. This beast. But he's going to have this nice little slipstream as Darnell moves over to the left. He's got DRS. He's not really... Oh, no, he's trying to tow. No, he's not really trying to tow. Or get a tow, or jump in the slipstream. He's just sat there for the time being. Any games being played here by UKB Assassin, or is he just... doesn't think he was close enough?
He's probably wanting to get it down this straight. Go for the move at the end of this DRS.
Doesn't make a lot of sense, but yeah, he's tried it there, tried to jump in Darnell's slipstream, but yeah, he's nowhere near close enough to make a move there. So Darnell's probably going to hold on for another lap here, as Jaylee Menz and Big Bag are fighting. Look at it, Big Bag has just dropped down another position, down to P10. Jaylee Menz, is it? He's fighting dodgy, isn't he, Menz? I believe.
Yeah.
He indeed is.
Okay, so obviously he's going to try and capitalise with his title contender out of the race. That would be good for him to try and score some points, but he's got some very fast drivers ahead of him, and he's got some serious time to make up if he wants to score any significant points, doesn't he?
He's just got very close to the walls there in sector 3.
Yeah, it looks like Big Bag is coming under some pressure as well. He's got Marsh right behind him, as is Division. One of the drivers I did mention at the start in terms of expect to see him coming through the pack. He's obviously quite a fast driver, and it's not surprising to see him on the back of some of these guys.
Oh, Midsy's gone.
The pack. Midsy's round. I don't know if he's hit the wall.
Oh, and Jam's now.
And Jam's gone. Jam's gone. Oh, Jam's gone. He's hit the wall. Oh, and looks like Men's almost hit him. But as we were speaking about Men's trying to get some positions, that's 2 free ones there, as Midsy and Jam both make mistakes. Jam's out of the race, and Midsy's out of the points. So good for Men's. Is that a safety car? No, just the yellows. Is that another? No, it's just Jam's car. Yellows in sector 3.
You know, it was Xhaka going a little bit slow.
I think that was Xhaka. Yeah.
Also, you mentioned Men's positions gained so far. He's gained the most, 11. He's now up into P7, so he is scoring points, is Jody Menz.
Yeah, he is. He's going to put himself in a great position as well for a reverse grid pole. That would definitely sort of...
it's 3 wide.
What points would he get for scoring... What points would he get for scoring... Oh, hello. Owen Howell. Big Bag going wheel to wheel here. Owen's been squeezed off the track a little bit there. He's got no track to go on, but Big Bag keeps hold of the position that's good driving from the both of them there. but he has lost position again as Big Baggy after his good start. Mason Gammon's coming flying through. He's pushing Marsh around these corners here, isn't he? Marsh is trying to hold on to the car and keep the position at the same time, and look at him, Mason Gammon's all over it. He's going to go around the outside as Marsh cuts one of the corners. Oh, lost it a little bit on the curb. Thought he might have sort of slapped into Marsh and gone into the wall there, but he's got it. Great move eventually around the outside of the final corner. Marsh, is he going to try it again? He does stick his nose in, but Mason Gammon just sweeps around the outside and maintains that position. He's got some good pace, Mason Gammon. He's going to try and see what he can do now. He's 2 seconds off reverse grid pole, which Division currently has. He does have a penalty as well, does Division. He has a 3-second penalty, so that's going to be interesting potentially when we come towards the end of this race. JB Men's P7, SLR Allen's in his own little world at the minute. In P6, having a good race, up 5 positions. Bennett up 4 positions, having another good race. And the front 3 is As You Were. Yellows is at Xhaka. Xhaka's round again.
Yeah.
On the super softs. So the front 3, yeah, as I just said, As You Were. Darnell has managed to hold off. And he attacks from UK Beast Assassin. He's just teetering on the edge of about a second, so he's going to keep. At the minute, UK Beast Assassin is going to keep DRS. Roller is just sitting there nicely in 3rd. When can we expect the pit stops to be?
Expect around lap 10 to 12, I reckon.
Corey?
I think there are pits in the sprint races, aren't there? I'm not tripping. I can't remember. It's been a while.
No, there's none in the sprint. There's none in the sprint, but there is in the feature.
Sorry, yeah. I think around what Liam said, around lap 10 to lap 12ish, probably to go on to the alternative tyre. Rushwell is doing a very fantastic job so far in P3, isn't he? Currently going to take the championship as it stands.
Yeah, it's all he needs to do, isn't it? He's just being sensible. I think he's seen. I mean, look at the three guys, 3 sort of well-known, respected guys for how fast they are. Have made 3 simple mistakes. But look at it, Jam, Midzi, and Crispy, and look what's happened to them. So I think Roller might have sort of seen that, realised, yeah, it'd be nice to overtake UK Beast Assassin or Darnell, but it's really not going to matter in the grand scheme of things, is it? So as long as he holds on, he's going to be taking home that championship, which I think he's going to desperately want to do. I don't blame him one bit. Beast is going to have DRS again on Darnell. It just doesn't look like he's going to be close enough, is he? He's not quite getting close enough. Darnell just seems to have enough in the corners. So I think, it was a yellow flag, sector 3. Who was that? Chicken Rosary.
Oh, safety car.
Oh, safety car. Are they going to
Oh,
come
and
into the
Big
pits
Bag
now?
just half spun himself at the chicane.
This is going to bring everyone back into it now. Maybe a fresh set of super soft tyres. And it's going to be halfway into the race and a sprint to the end.
It will certainly be interesting now if they do pit.
Do wonder, are they going to give up track position for a fresh set of tyres? We will see. Darnell. Dummies, he does not
Stays
come in.
out.
Roller's in.
I think he knows the position he's in. He knows that he's only got to score 4 points. So he thinks maybe this is going to benefit him, maybe.
People and them backwards are pitting as well.
Men's comes in as well.
Owen pits. That's just mid-seat. Big Bag stays out. Night Ranger. Oh, he's not there yet.
I think
He is coming in.
Owen's recovery's gone a little bit under the radar. He had an incident at turn 1 and lap 1, and he's made his way back up very nicely. So what can he do for the final 8 laps as well? We will see.
Yeah, the safety car's going to bring him back into play even more, isn't it now? So he'll be able to fix any damage he's got on that car, but it looks like there's no damage there. It's a brand new set of tyres, and he's just out in front of Midzi. So I think they both went into the pits together, didn't they? And Midzi's come out just behind Owen. It'll be quite frustrating for him. He's trying to race in the pit lane. He's right up Owen. Right up Owen's rear there, he's all over the back of him. It's going to be interesting. They're going to have to go half the distance, well, probably it'll be a bit less actually once the safety car comes in on the super soft, so there will be some tyre management to do, I can imagine, at some point. But for Roller, for example, he's currently in P7. He's obviously going to, well, you'd expect him to take first position, wouldn't you, at some point? When everyone has to pit in front of him. But it's going to be a case of can he hold on to it as the tyre life sort of goes away from him. But for Darnell to stay out and for UKB Sastassin to stay out, same with Southerner and Bennett, he's the only one of the front runners who's gone on the alternative strategy, really, in terms of pitting under the safety car. So he's trying it. And I doubt the tyres will completely run out of life. But I don't. It's just a case of is he going to have enough in the tank to hold off from Darnell and UK-based Assassin when they inevitably come chasing after him at the back end of the race?
We're going to see that they're all equally as quick drivers, but again, it could come down to this tyre difference at the end of the day, because Roller will be very, very quick. We'll go back to green flag. Because Big Bag has now pit.
He has, yeah. He's taken an opportunity to pit this lap, which is an interesting call. Do you reckon is anyone going to pit and then come back in and pit again? Go back onto the softs?
I don't.
Oh, it is. Yeah, Owen's doing exactly that.
I
thought he might have. He's coming back in to put the softs on, I think. Let's just check what he does here. Yeah, there you go. Soft tyres for Owen. So he's come in, fitted the super softs for a lap, and now he's coming in again to put the softs back on. So interesting call from Owen. It's going to put him likely. Oh, it's going to be close between him and Night Ranger. Owen's going to be able to race in the pit lane technically, but no, it looks like Night Ranger's going to have that. So Night Ranger is in 13th. Owen's going to come out in 14th now, but he will have better tyres for the rest of the race. Interesting call. There you go. Night Ranger's just made a mistake on the grass. That's a free position for Owen. It's going to be interesting for him. While we're under the safety car here, I'm going to quickly change my batteries as they've just said they're going to die.
I'm sure
mine died just then.
He has just gone back onto the tyres that he was on before, those softs. So set up old softs. So
Yeah, would he?
maybe
Would he have a free set for the sprint still?
he might do. He might have one. Can't fully remember how Formula 2 works, but I believe he should. It is Darnell then who leads in the Virtuosi. Out in front with UK-based Assassin behind him. We saw the top 5 not come into the pit lane, and the first of the front runners, Race Roller, was one of those that pit for the super soft. So we'll see what he's going to do when the safety car comes at the end of next lap, I believe it will be.
Well, yeah, the longer the safety car stays out, the more it helps Race Roller, doesn't it? Interesting
Definitely
call
does.
for the safety car not to come in this lap. It's a shame it's not coming in now. I know obviously we've still got some guys to catch up to the pack, but it's it seems a shame to be holding up the racing for a little bit longer. What is it with Abu Dhabi and controversial safety car decisions? First time I've been on comm since that. How do I put it?
Horrible event.
Yeah, shocking display of
There we go.
sporting. Well, you would call it. What was it? What would you call it? It wouldn't be refereeing. It would be
Shambles.
No, what's it called? It's like a, well, I don't know. Whatever you want to call
Mishap
it.
of regulations.
Of
maybe?
stewarding.
Yeah, just the absolute, disgrace that the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix was. There you go. So I had to get that in at some point, and considering we're at Abu Dhabi, it's only appropriate. So
I'm sure you've done it at any track.
hey.
I'm sure you would have done it at any track.
Oh yeah, of course I would have. Come on, Liam. How long have you known me? Oh, yeah.
3 years, unluckily.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, we're over. League's mudded.
The roast of SLR Ranga tonight, isn't it? Safety car should be in at the end of this lap. It is.
Thank goodness for that.
I think Joe is going to back all the pack. Sorry, SLR Darnell is going to pack all the pack quite a bit in this final sector and just going to wait till the last second to go. We will see. He's going to go back to green flag. So you take it, Rich.
Okay, so I'm interested to see if Jack is going to be able to make it back to the grid or not, but I don't know. It's going to be tight. What's he going to do here? I know what I'd do if I was leading this pack. I think we all know what I'd do if I was leading this pack, so I'm just going to leave that to the imagination. But I wonder what Darnell is going to do here. Is he going to back him up and go early? I think he can go, yeah. If he went now, he might catch up to the safety car. No, he'd probably be okay. He'd definitely be okay if he goes now. But what's he going to do? Oh, I thought he might have gone. He has gone. Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. Darnell has gone. Quite early as well. Good call from him. And it looks like well, Southern has been caught napping a little bit. Beast has got a nice little gap. There's a yellow. Was there yellows there? No? Now let's have a look here. There's definitely yellows at the back.
Retired.
Jack has retired as he was racing to get to the back of the pack. That is a shame for him. Race Roller in P6. Now he's obviously going to have better tyres. And he seems to be a lot quicker than some of the guys in front of him. So he's going to have to try not to trip up the likes of Marsh and Bennett potentially. That could hamper his championship. But is he going to send it at the inside? Oh, hello. Right at the back of Marsh. Might even have clipped him. But definitely wasn't quite enough to get any damage there. So he's survived the safety car restart. Darnell has executed it pretty perfectly. He's got a lead of at least a second now to UK Beast Assassin. Southerner in P3. He's 7/10, almost 8/10 behind UK Beast Assassin. And Bennett in P4. Marsh is quite close to the back of him. As Roller is right up the back of Marsh. No DRS, obviously the safety car's just come in, but he's definitely going to go up the inside here. Late on the braking, what's Marsh going to do? He turns in. Ooh. Hello. Little brush of the tyres of Race Roller. You can see how tentative he was there. He didn't want to send it any more than he had to there. Very, very tentative. Didn't want any damage to his front wing or anything there. But Marsh is defending this really hard, isn't he? Look at this.
Yeah.
He's not really racing each other properly in terms of they don't need to. But Marsh is not going to give this up without a fight. Roller's looking to go around the outside now. Marsh is going to have the inside here. Surely he's going to try and squeeze him out. Roller with a brave move around the outside. He's probably going to have that done now as it comes to the inside. For the right-hander, it is the right-hand side. And Roller is through. Marsh is still right behind him, but it looks like Roller's going to have that covered now.
As Beast just came in.
As Beast pits. Beast is going for the undercut on Darnell. To me, correct me if I'm wrong, but I just think that might be the wrong call. I just think that, wouldn't they be better off pitting?
I think they should have pitted, yeah.
Wouldn't they? Yeah, because surely, how is Beast going to be able to catch up to Roller now? Roller's tyres, he's done like 2 laps of racing on them. Surely they're not going to just blow up in like 4 laps' time. Anyway, we'll see. Maybe I'm chatting absolute rubbish, but only time will tell. As Mason Gammon looks like he's on fresh tyres too. We'll just check. He has stopped right on the back of Marsh. Obviously Marsh hasn't stopped, and we were just talking about tyres, but obviously Marsh hasn't stopped. He's now falling back. He's dropped 2 seconds to Roller in the space of half a lap. So I know Roller's a lot quicker as well, really, but he's dropping out here. Oh, Allen sends it right at the inside of Marsh. Got a great view of that from the back of Mason Gammon. As Marsh is getting sandwiched here, he's getting attacked by Midzy and Allen. He's got a whole raging pack of cars behind him. Here he goes. Midzy's trying to find a gap to get through. Allen here on the left-hand side. He's going to have the inside of the corner. He goes flying through. He's almost taken out Mason Gammon. Has anyone seen that? That was crazy. He's almost...
Yeah.
Oh,
he's lost it.
Marsh is gone. Marsh is gone. On those old tyres, he's gone. Staying out really hasn't helped him at all. He was getting attacked by so many cars. His tyres are gone. His race is done pretty much. His men's is now in reverse grid pole, which is good for him in the championship.
An update on men's in sector 3 when I think it was Roller and Marsh were having that battle. He got wing damage, so he's been a bit all over the place since that restart and has been dropping behind the likes of Gammon, Midzy and Division.
interesting to see here in P3. Darnell has pitted, by the way, so that we need to see where he comes out in relation to Beast. Race roller right behind SLR Bennett. I think we all know that Bennett and Darnell are friends. So is he gonna sort of make this as hard as possible with Bennett? His roller has really lifted off around that right hander as he's so much quicker than Bennett at the minute.
And where's Mason Gammon
Where's he come from? And he's gone round. That caught me completely off guard. Seeing that pink car just sending up the inside. Darnell is just ahead. Oh, yeah, he's just ahead of EK Beast Assassin as he's come out of the pits. Let's have a look at that. Darnell keeps first place. Roller goes past Bennett. Is Bennett going to lunge it? No, he can't. Roller covers it off as well. It's Bennett. Bennett's going to have DRS here, though, isn't he? Needs a good exit. Yeah. It's not a bad exit. I don't think he's going to be close enough to make a move, though, is he really? He's coming. He's not going to be close enough. Roller is pretty much through now. Then he's going to extend his gap into Sector 3. And obviously being able not to keep him behind is not going to help the likes of Darnell and UK Beast Assassin, who've got, well, how much time have they got to find? They've got about 20 seconds to find to catch up to Roller. So, are they going to find 20 seconds, lads, in 3 laps?
No disrespect, but I highly doubt it. It was clearly the wrong call not to pit behind that safety car.
Yeah, that was a... If you've got, Ranger and Liam sitting here criticising your strategy calls, you've really, really got it wrong. So, yeah, that's interesting. As Bennett now comes into the pits again, not sure why, so late on. But looks like Roller... Southerner hasn't pit, has he? No.
Bennett just pitted down for his one stop.
I don't think you're doing a sprint. Do you have to pit a sprint race?
No,
this is a feature, isn't
it?
Oh, this is the feature race, yes. My head is gone.
Roller's got a
penalty, yeah.
Oh, that's going to help Mitzi behind him. It still could be a Carlin 1-2 then.
It could be, yeah. But I honestly don't know if you have to pit or not. If you don't have to pit, then yeah, fair enough. I don't mind. I
think it's a mandatory stop after lap 3, I believe. 3 or 4, something like that.
Interesting. Division and Midzy is scrapping.
You do have to sprint, yeah.
So Division, has he pitted? He has pitted, hasn't he? It's a Division after starting at the back of the grid. He's now up into P3. He's going 16 positions as Division. A brilliant drive so far. I'll have to see where he ends up, but he's just got past Midzy. But as I said, that Midzy takes him back on the second DRS straight. So I really hope that they do something magical to surprise us, but I can't for the life of me understand what Darnell and UK Beast Assassin were doing with that strategy call. They sort of handed it to Roller, haven't they? I mean, he was already on the plate to a point, but he only had to score 4 points. He was easily sat in third, so he was probably going to do it anyway. But as Beast picks up a penalty, so it just seems a little bit odd to me as Midzy almost loses it on the exit.
Southerner comes in.
Of that corner, Southerner does come in. Yeah, so very
Dodgy
interesting strategy calls.
So yeah, Dodgy's just confirmed in the chat that you do have to pit in a sprint, the feature, sorry, and not the sprint. So next race you probably won't see any pit stops.
Yeah. Oh, unless you have to, if there are any damage, but yeah.
Obviously, yes.
Not out of choice. I am, sort of blown away by some of these strategy calls. So we'll have to sort of digest that and analyse that after the race. But 2 laps to go, or a lap and a half pretty much to go now. Race Roller leads the race. He has got a penalty. But on track, he leads the race and he's on course to win the F2 Drivers' Championship. And unless anything out of the ordinary happens, we're expecting to crown our champion in about 3 or 4 minutes' time. Division's just said gained 16 positions. He's a definite candidate for driver of the day. Is he right on the back of Midzy? Is he going to try and make a move here in the second DRS straight? I can imagine he is. He's got the DRS wide open. He's gaining on it. I can think he's going to send. No, he's not. He's just going to send.
It's 3 wide further back.
It's 3 wide behind, yes.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at this. Up the inside goes
One
Mason
backs down.
Gammon. JD Menz in P5. That's going to be brilliant for him and his championship points. But imagine if he could get P4. That would be very, very interesting, potentially going into the final sort of
He
racing
should do on
of the
pens.
season. Yeah, but JD Menz, yeah, he's in a brilliant position to gain some great points on Dodgy, which is not going to be
Finishing 4th, he
good
gets
for him.
12 points.
And the gap is
It'll be
20,
down
is
to
it?
8 points. 8 points it'll be down
It
to, I
will be
believe.
down to 8, yeah.
And
Okay.
he'll gain some Evo points for that as well, but I can't remember how many it is for 4th.
Oh, he's gone.
Penalty.
Alan's gone.
Oh.
Alan's gone. Alan in the wall. We were on board with that as he lost it on the curb. He's gone. That's going to promote you. Get Assassin into reverse grid pole. SLR Darnell in P7. Midzy picks up a penalty. Midzy picks up a penalty. That's going to mean Roller's is most likely to win the race here.
And Gammon's
Alan
gone.
gets a penalty. Gammon? Oh no. Oh, he has, yeah. So he has. Rejoins the track. Beast is just going to have him in time for the braking zone. He's just Gammon trying to fight this. With half front wing, he's going to try and nurse that car around now. So he's got Southerner about 4 seconds behind him. Fran on brand new tyres. And then about a lap and a half. So he's going to try and keep Southerner behind him. But that's for a reverse grid pole. So Southerner, you can bet, is going to be trying to fly down that third sector to gain reverse grid pole. Division and Midzy anyway going side by side. This is for P2 potentially, and Division round the outside. What a move that is. Great overtake. Great overtake there is by Division. Swoop round the outside of Midzy and boom into P2 on track. That's 17 positions gained for Division. That has to be Driver of the Day contender, does it not?
I have to agree. He's driven absolutely brilliant, though.
Yeah, I think that is going to have to be our Driver of the Day shout, unless Liam's thinks I'm being stupid, but what a drive that is from him. Anyway, Roller. He's about to round the final corner, and he's about to win the F2 Championship. There's a checkered flag, and Roller wins the race, and he's won it on track as well. No penalties. Roller wins the race, and he wins the championship. Division home in P2 after gaining 17th position on track. Our driver of the day in this particular race, Midzy rounds off the podium in P3. Menz finishes P4, which is massive for the Evo Championship. Darnell home in P5 after that poor strategy call. Big Bag on his F2 debut in P6. What a drive. UK beats Assassin P7 again after a poor strategy call. Same thing said for Southerner in P8. He takes reverse grid pole. Bennett will find himself in P9 for the sprint race, which is disappointing again for him considering where he was. And Mason Gammon manages to finish in P10 after doing half the lap of... Oh, I think he might have kept Southerner behind him, actually. I don't know if he's overtaken him after or not, but a lot of penalties. But he did crash on the final lap, as you can see. He's got he's got hardly any front wing on the right-hand side of his car. Owen in P11 hasn't really gone his way this particular race. Involved in a couple of incidents. Marsh crashing on his old set of tyres, and I think it was Alan, and I can't remember who else was after it. Anyway, we have a new champion, Race Roller. There he is on the top step of the podium. He takes his trophy for winning the feature race here in Abu Dhabi, and also he'll be celebrating winning the Drivers' Championship of Season 3 of SLR's F2 season. That is a fantastic achievement for Race Roller, and that's sort of 50% done for him now. He's going to set his sights on the McEwen Division Championship on Sunday. But yeah, fantastic race from Race Roller. He's controlled that nicely. He was helped by some of the poor strategies ahead of him. But yeah, Division, Midzy ran off the podium, so it was great drives from those two. Midzy even made a mistake, so to bring it back to P3 was a great drive, and Division was our driver of the day. In fact, started in last place, as we only have 19 drivers today, and finished P2. What do you think, boys?
It's amazing to have
Pretty good race.
another champion in F2. Another new name to add to the F2 trophy.
I just want to add as well, with that, Dodgy has also won the Evo Championship as well, I've just heard.
It's a
Really?
gap of 4 points, I believe.
Yes. No,
Oh.
because the normal F2 points don't count. It's Evo points only. And with men's finishing top of Evo class, he only gets 10 points. And that means Dodgy would win on countback anyway, even if they did tie.
Oh, so congratulations to Dodgy. He's won the championship. Even after he crashed earlier in the race, so congratulations to him. That's a great achievement for Dodgy to get the championship there, and this is the first Evo championship we've had. Is it not?
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah, it's the first one. So congratulations to Dodgy. He's ingrained in SLR history again now. I'd love to see it. I am honestly lost for words, really. I'm disappointed that there was not more of a race by some of the guys at the front there. I cannot get over how poor the strategy was by some of those guys.
Hopefully it's just a straight out dogfight. The champion's done in this sprint.
Yeah. What do you think, Corey? What do you think of that strategy call?
It didn't seem like the right strategy call from those guys at the end. They definitely should have followed Race Roller in, I think. But it definitely did cost them in the race. But they've got one more chance to do it in the sprint race.
Yeah, it's all to play for now. They've got well, there's no pressure really on them now. They're just gonna have to let their hair down, have a bit of fun. The last race of the season. We've got Division ended up in P2 in the feature race after he sort of made his way through the field. Can we expect to see him doing the same thing now in the sprint race, do you reckon?
Oh, did you say Division?
Yeah, do you think he can do the same thing in the sprint race now? He starts in P7.
Definitely could do. And yeah, if he definitely shows the pace like he did in race 1, then he's definitely going to be up there. What do you think, Liam?
He was certainly right.
Not sure if Liam cut out there or not, but
I think I might have hit my mic. I might have muted it, but I said he'd be up for the fight.
definitely could be. Ranga, do you want to take us to the grid?
I do. There he goes. That's our Southerner. I guess one of the plus sides of the poor strategies mean they've got slightly more favourable positions now in the sprint race. But SLR Southerner on pole is joined by UK Beast Assassin. Big Bag making his sprint race debut in P3. Had a brilliant feature race. He's going to try and do the same thing again now in the sprint. Darnell P4, Men's P5, Midzy in P6, Division P7. Roller, who won the feature race and is the champion now of F2 in P8, SLR Bennett P9, Mason Gammon P10, Owen P11, SLR Marsh 12, SLR Allen P13, Night Ranger 14th, Xhaka 15th, Chicken Rosary 16th, Jam 17th, Dodgy 18th, and Crispy 19th. Those guys at the back are going to be hoping for a much better race than they had in the feature, but they haven't got as much time to do it. No pit stops, well, no mandatory pit stops anyway. So let's see what happens here. I'm hoping for a lot more battling at the front of the pack and a bit more drama. Really, we've been deprived of a little bit of fighting at the front of the field in the last race, so let's hope we can see some of it now. Predictions, boys?
Oof, that's a hard one. Liam, do you want to go first?
I reckon Big Bag's going to win it.
Ooh. I'm going to put... Let's go someone who's outside the top 10. Let's go Owen. Why not? P11, he's starting. Let's see what he can do for the win.
Dreaded P11, Liam. Dreaded P11.
I don't like that number one bit, mate.
I think that Night Range is going to win this.
In fact, you said Dodgy was going to do well last race, and he did. So,
Did I?
seal of approval. You did.
I said Dodgy was going to do well.
Sorry, no, you said Division was going to do well.
Yeah, I was going to say. Couldn't tell if you were taking the mick at me for a second. I was like, oh, he crashed after a few points, didn't he?
Yeah, strategy out the window. That doesn't matter, of course, if there is a safety car. But again, strategy aspect out of it. It's just going to be down to raw pace then, and who's going to be the best in an F2 car for these 11 laps.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Last race to round off the season. As SLR Southerner takes his place on the grid. All the cars starting to line up nicely, which is what we like to see. And the last car's there. Crispy enters his grid slot. And let's start the final race of the F2 season, of Season 3 in SLR, in the sprint race, and we are off. And UK Beast Assassin's had a brilliant start. He's already ahead of SLR Southerner as we go into Turn 1. Round the outside goes Southerner, and he's going to keep P1 there. UK... Oh, Jam's gone. Jam's crashed. That's a double DNF for Jam. What's happened here?
There's a few people.
Midzy.
Roller and Midzy as well.
Roller and
few people
Midzy
in
crashing. Roller and Midzy crashing. That's going to be interesting. You got Night Ranger. And what's this? Mason Gammon's ghosted. He's gone off as well. So Night Ranger, my prediction for the win, that's not gone well at all. He's still going to bring it back though, there's no doubt in my mind. But Jam with a double DNF, that's an absolute disastrous way to round off the season. For one time.
That's his last two races in F2 for the time being as well. He's
really?
announced his leave in the division, yeah.
So the one time
Darnell nailed the getaway.
One time F2 champion has left the building. As JD Menz goes up the inside of Big Bag, and he takes position. It's a good move there from Menz. Yeah, Darnell's nailed it. So UK Beast Assassin, after looking like he was going to take P1 into Turn 1, and is now down into P3. So not ideal from him, as Midzy already picks up a 5-second penalty for exceeding track limits. Which is impressive on lap 1. Division in P6. Let's have a look where if anyone's gained any serious positions. We've got Dodgy and Crispy up 6, or 7 now for Dodgy, 4 for Alan, 3 for Owen. On the back of Bennett, or he's behind Bennett, as Bennett is right up the back of Division, who's trying to get past Big Bag. He's all over him here in the final sector. The yellow flag at the back.
Shaka.
Again. Jam's gone, unfortunately. One-time champion bows out. As Division tries to take a nice wide line into the final corner. Give him a run on Big Bag into Turn 1 potentially. He's not probably going to make the move there, is he? No, sticks behind Big Bag for the time being. Into Turn 1. Look at these three. They're all separated by a few meters. He's still holding him up here as Big Bag, but Division's going to have a good run here. He's going to try and go around the outside by the look of it of the first turn here, which becomes the inside, round the outside, into the inside, and there is the move into the hairpin, and he's got that done. Big Bag drops down into P6. And it's a battle for the Darnells then for P1 and P2. This could get tasty. Southerner first, Darnell catched him in P2. UK Assassin just off him in P3. Men's doing well to stick with these guys in P4. Darnell's going to try a wide line here. Southerner's a little bit squirmy. There's no DRS yet. If there was DRS, I think we could have seen a move here. I don't think we're going to see it here. He's gaining. But it's not going to be enough. Not going to be enough. Southerner holds on. And he moves into this corner here. Owen has closed the gap massively to SLR Bennett, who's getting held up behind Big Bag, but Big Bag has really stuck nicely to the back of Division since he made the move past him. SLR Darnell 2/10 behind Southerner. It looks like he's gone off, trying to make a move maybe. It's a nice little camera angle. Thanks, game. There you go. And he's dropped back. He was almost a second down now. Is Darnell. As UKB Assassin closes right up to the back of him. Not quite sure what happened there. Whether he got a little bit too sort of keen, enthusiastic, tried to make a bit of a risky move, or he just missed his braking point. And he's going to have DRS this lap. There you go. DRS enabled for all the drivers. And SLR Darnell going to try and make a move on his brother SLR Southerner, but I don't think he's going to be close enough here, but we'll catch that up later on the straight. Big Bag is still holding some of these guys behind him. He has dropped off the back of division now with 1.5 seconds off the back of him. I can imagine Bennett and Owen and Alan and even Marsh might be able to get past him on this straight or the straight after potentially, because he's got no DRS, this Big Bag here. Here comes
There
Bennett.
were some yellow flags just then. I don't know who for.
I don't know
Chicken
who it's
Rosie had a
for.
bit of a moment.
And there's Bennett past Big Bag. Owen very close to the back of him. He's going to take a wide line into the corner. It's a brilliant little line that for Owen. He's right on the back of Big Bag. They're both going to have DRS. Checker's retired. That's a crash. He's gone. Owen now at the inside of Big Bag. He's not going to send it. That's a shame. We don't like to see that. Send it. Oh, it's virtual safety car. That might be why.
Disqualified.
Yeah, that was a pretty eventful first 3 laps of the race so far. Darnell top 2. What we'd love to see. UK Beast Assassin P3. Men's up into P4 now. Crispy with the best race so far. From last all the way up to 11th. Owen showing strong pace. Catching up to Big Bag. Oh, he nearly hits him. That was very close. Oh, and there's drive-throughs at the back. They weren't able to stick inside their delta. They have got a drive-through as Mitty, Chicken Rosary and Night Ranger.
Gibson Gammon with a 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane as he rage quits. Hate to see it.
So does Mitty as well. They have had enough.
Oh, he's not good. That is a shame. Especially his way to end the season. Darnell. 4/10 off the back of leader SLR Southerner. He's going to have DRS. This could get very tasty. Here he is. What's he going to do? He's going for it. Up the inside. Southerner holds on. Gives him the room. Nice wide line cut back here from Darnell. He's going to have DRS. Should expect him to make the move for the lead of the race here. DRS wide open. Here we go. Right behind him. We're going to move to the right or the left. Go to the right. He's going to try and go around the outside. It does become the inside. Southerner's going to fight this. Oh, what's Darnell going to do? He picks his nose in. Southerner keeps it. Oh, wow. Great battling. That's what we love to see. Great battling between the two brothers. Love a little bit of a scrap.
Oh no! Sorry to interrupt. Owen and Big Bag just had a bit of contact for P7. They were going side by side as well.
Oh, Alan. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear.
Gary Neville was coming out there.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. That is, yeah, just a sort of a catalogue of errors, really. I missed the first bit between Owen and Big Bag, but it was like a domino effect, really. There was the Owen and Big Bag incident, then Alan's headed up the inside of Big Bag, got turned round. Whether it was just too optimistic, I don't really know. Or if Big Bag turned in on him again, I don't really know. Alan was turned round. Crispy went into the side of him, got damaged himself, and Alan's out of the race. Crispy's sped in the pit lane, and he's probably going to leave as well. Yeah, there you go. So that's a shame. But yeah, I don't know if Dodgy or Chicken Rosary or anyone else picked up any damage from that. But
It's now a three-way fight at the front. Peace has joined the pie.
yeah, we're on board. As you can see. There you go. He's weaving a little bit. I don't think...
Eventful
safety
safety
car.
car.
Oh!
Chicken Rosary, I think, crashed.
Oh, that
That's
safety
the
car.
final sector.
You could argue, I mean, you know, He's done well to defend it in the last lap or so as Southerner, but you could argue that safety car saved him at that particular point. There's a good chance that Darnell was going to try and make a move down the straight here that they're on now. So safety car, yeah. Is that going to be 2 or 3 laps behind the safety car now?
Do they pit or?
Interesting one.
It's a tough one, isn't it? It's a sort of thing that, yeah, potentially there's a chance that someone can end up behind you with much fresher tyres. But it's a lot easier said than done getting past everyone, isn't it? So, I'm not sure. Have a quick look. Have a look there. It's Southerner, Darnell, UK Beast Assassin. Have all got the tribute to Callum helmet on, which is nice to see. What are they going to do here? Are they going to pit? Oh, Darnell tries to bait someone. Men's trying to bait someone. No, they're all staying out. So
I think Bennett's pitting.
Bennett's in.
Bennet's pitting, yeah. Bennett and Owen have got the Callum.
Gamble.
Bennett and Owen got the Callum helmet on, which is nice to see. Anyone else? I think is Roller got it on. I can't tell if that's Roller's
Big
helmet.
Bags in and Rollers in. Dodgy's in.
Roller's just overtaking him in the pit lane. What a move! Very, very cheeky, but we love to see it. That's brilliant. That's fantastic from the F2 champion. Great move. I mean, I say it like he's just gone straight up his inside, but no, it's still a great move just to be so opportunistic and just to think a little bit outside the box, and boom, he's done him. As Roller is, I'm thinking that's a game glitch. Released back into the pack. Did he serve a penalty there? Must have.
May have.
Roller must have served a penalty there because he went into the pits before Big Bag, so he overtook him in the pit lane. And
you might have had a new front wing.
I must have missed that. Don't know how I've missed that if it's on my screen, but I think I might have.
But I do wonder how big an advantage these super soft tyres have, because you did see Roller in race 1 have a huge advantage going onto them, so we will see.
Yeah, I did hear that someone said that after 2 laps their tyres were on 44% though, so that's interesting to see. I don't know if they were just driving stupidly, because Roller seemed to have no problem with about sort of 6 or 7 laps worth of driving on those tyres. But let's just see what happens. Roller's done it before, he's going to try and do it again. He's got nothing to lose. He's won the championship, why not? Might as well give it a go.
Just having a quick look in the Twitch chat, I saw Leo was put Ranga Neville after your little moment earlier, so he's pretty happy with that.
Who said that?
Leo.
Yeah,
then, as you said, I think everyone's just going to have a bit of fun now. With both championships wrapped up, not long to go. As it is a sprint race, it is going to be a sprint to the end. 5 laps, I think it will be. I think we're going to have one more behind the safety car.
For sure. I think, yeah, I don't know if I was impersonating Neville in any shape or form there, but I couldn't help it with some of the sort of driving that I was witnessing in that particular occasion. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This could be very interesting with some of the guys coming through on quicker tyres. Bennett particularly might be able to make a few moves. That'd be interesting to see. I believe we're going to have some donuts after this as well, aren't we?
We are.
Yep.
I think Liam's also going to get involved in that as well, I've heard.
On a pad. This would be fun.
On a pad.
It's alright, it's easy, just turn traction control off.
Oh, look at this at the front. Look at this. You can see the 3 lining up in formation there.
That's very cute. Surely the safety car's going to come in this lap. Surely it's not going to wait for Night Ranger.
I don't think it will. I think it's 3 laps maximum it's going to stay out. I believe this was the 3rd lap, so we'll see.
Oh, is it?
I think we're going to have one more. Yeah, one more we're gonna get.
Oh, come on.
But one more lap of this.
Yeah. One more lap of us rambling on about anything that comes to our mind.
What a shame.
Should we look on to tomorrow then? 4-way championship fight in Division
Yes,
1.
we can do. I can't wait for that. I'm sure anyone driving in the whole, well, probably the whole league can't wait for that. Like you said, 4-way battle between Smoke, the championship leader, SLR Bennett, who is racing tonight, SLR Connor, and Elite Riss. Who would you lot put your, well, you two, put your money on for that championship?
Connor, because Smoke and Bennett are massive bottle jobs.
Good to say.
No, I'm only winding you up.
That'll wind him up big time.
I might have to clip that and just sort of narrow that down into a little bit of a meme if you don't mind. But in all honesty, my money... What's the gap between Smoke and Bennett? Sorry.
I'll have a quick look. I know that I think the top 4 is 16 points, the gap. I know that. But I'll have a quick look between Bennett and Smoke quickly. Let me just get it up. Completely unprepared. It is 8 points.
Yeah.
I think for me, Smoke would probably win it.
For me,
I wouldn't.
Obviously, I'm a little bit biased. I would want Smoke or Bennett to win it. I personally think that Bennett will probably win it. I just don't think Smoke's going into it with enough form, really. I could say the same thing for Bennett. I don't think either of them will be driving overly brilliantly the last few races. So, if you want to talk about it on form, I think Connor would probably could win the whole thing. But I just think that when it's going to come down to the big moments, I think Bennett or Smoke really are more likely. I'd say.
Liam?
I think Smoke will be better in the high pressure moments, although he has gone so many races around points previously. Hopefully that doesn't catch back up to him. But I wouldn't be against the outsider winning it, like Elite or something. Be quite an amazing turnaround.
He's obviously quite a cool cucumber as Smoke, but I'm obviously a little bit interested to think what he thinks he's thinking about inside, because he must be thinking at the back of his mind.
I did try to get a few words from him, but he didn't really.
He was nailed on earlier in the season. He was absolutely nailed on to win it, and it's really come back to bite him a little bit. He's not scored points, but anyway, Southerner's gone. He's got us underway, and we are green. We're going in the sprint race, the final sprint race of the F2 season. We've got 3 laps to go. Southerner gives us a cheeky little wave for the stream. That's lovely. Thanks, mate. As he leads us away into turn 2 and up the hill now. SLR Darnell and UK Beast Assassin following in close. Oh, Southerner's gone. He's gone.
No.
He's gone. He's gone. Oh, dear. It is not what we like to see. He's gone. That is, just he's given us a nice little weave on the straight. He's binned it. So that's a bit embarrassing.
He gave the wall a nice wave.
Yeah, he did. He got very close and personal with the wall. So yeah, impressive work from Southerner there. We love to see. Keish would be proud of that. In fact, that is fantastic from him. Men's is having a good race. Division again having a great race. Owen and Marsh.
We've got the
scrapping.
2 championship winners by each other. Dodgy and Roller.
We do. I'm just trying to see if Beast is going to make a move on Darnell. He's not going to make it here. Any moves here? There's Marsh and Bennett. Bennett on the brand new Super Softs goes round the outside of Marsh. Boom, boom. Thanks for coming into P6. Dodgy and Roller, the 2 championship winners. Wheel to wheel here. Roller in P10. Southerner,
Oh, dodgy! No.
Oh, and Dodgy's round. What happened
He
there?
completely unbroke himself. Completely unbroke himself. And I think he took Big Bag with him.
Oh, did Marsh just hit the wall?
He just
Yeah, he
clobbered
did.
the ball there.
Yeah, Marsh has just smacked the wall. I thought he might
What's
have.
happened to division? Owen's about to get division.
I don't know. He's got him. He's got damage. Doesn't look it.
He just made a bit of an error. I think he went wide at the penultimate corner and lost it, but that does promote Owen up into fourth now.
Bennett's going to be loving this on his brand new Super Softs. He's only got a lap and a half to go. A lap and a half of F2 racing left. In this season, what else can we expect to see
In
this
these cars
race?
as well before we go to F1 2021 spec ones.
Yeah, very true. Looking forward to that. Cannot wait to see those cars racing around the track next season. Looks like Darnell is keeping UK Beats Assassin at more than enough arm's length to stay ahead here. Menz is doing a brilliant job. He's had a fantastic evening of racing as Menz. He's unlucky that the championship gap wasn't a bit smaller because he could have given Dodgy a real run for his money tonight. He's currently in P3. Looks pretty comfortable for P3 in all honesty. Owen not really threatening. Owen's got his own battle with division really. He's not probably close enough to make a move on UK Beats Assassin as Menz, but he's having a great night's worth of racing. Finished P4 in the feature race. But he's done himself proud tonight, even though he's lost the championship after the end of the feature race. But good on him. He's driving brilliantly. Bennett, unfortunately, he's not really making much of an impression on division on his new tyres. He's got Marsh. He's about 3 seconds back on Roller on the old softs, but Roller in the same tyres now as Bennett. A second back on him with 1 lap to go. What can we expect to see? Last lap of the season is underway. UK Beats Assassin sets the fastest lap. He's right behind Darnell. Have we got DRS on this final lap?
I think we should.
DRS on the final lap. We've got Darnell and UK Beats Assassin. None of them. They're both very trying to be very cautious not to lose a car on the right hand uphill turn there. UK Beats Assassin needs to get as close as he can to Darnell to try and get anything out of him on the final straight here, really, and he's very squirmy on exit. They're both squirmy on exit. Look at that. Those yellow flags. Marsh. Yeah. Southerners scrapping with Dodgy. And I think that poor exit is going to cost Beast a chance at winning this race. He's going to get another go at him here. Division goes up the inside of Owen. He claims back his P4. He lost a couple of laps ago. Darnell and UK Beast Assassin. Beast's not close enough here. He's not going to get a move done there, I don't think. Is he getting close enough? Yeah, he's getting closer, but it's not close enough. He's not going to do it there. Owen can't get past Division. Bennett can't get past Owen. He's right up behind him. Race Roller right up the back of him as well. Oh, we don't want to cause any. Oh, and the back end comes out. Roller's going to try it. Is he up the inside? Is he going to get around the outside, Race Roller? No, he's not. He's staying behind him. Owen's swimming all over the track. I don't see them making any more moves here unless there's any mistakes. Looks like Darnell's going to hold on for the win in this sprint race. The final race of the season. SLR Darnell takes the final corner. There's a yellow flag somewhere. Darnell wins the race. UK Beats Assassin P2. Menz in P3. A brilliant drive from him. Division another good drive for him. Finishes in P4. Owen with a great drive in P5. Race Roller P6. Did Bennett make a mistake?
He did. He had a spin at the penultimate corner. That's what yellow flags are for.
You big old bottle job. The track, but yeah, smoke for the Div 1 Championship now. After that.
Also, I just want to add as well, Baggy Fan put in the chat, Ranga back on comms, he's very happy with that. How did you two find commentating that race? Because I thought it was brilliant, and I really hope to see you two back next season to be doing this.
Yeah, it was fun. It was good. I very much enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Lovely stuff, lovely stuff. So then we'll get the top 3 in the party and the championship winners as well.
Without doubt, you're on the interviews, Chief. I don't know enough.
Oh, thanks, mate. Thanks. Yeah, that's the only reason why I'm here.
I've done enough of the talking. It's your talking time. We've got donuts to do as well.
You're not shopping for donuts, are you?
No, I'm streaming it. I want to get a good view of it all.
I'll just get everyone in now. For the podium and championship interviews. Just need to get race roller in and we can get underway with the interviews. Yeah, results for the weekend. It's Darnell who took top points, got pole position, 31 points to fully take it. Roller P2 with 29 and division P3 with 26. A very strong showing from division it was this week. And a driver of the day for that second race, chaps?
Ooh, let's give it to I'd say men's. Owen, maybe.
Liam?
I think we should give it to men's or Joe for winning. I don't know. Men's.
Let's give it to men's because Joe's shocking strategy in the first race doesn't deserve any driver of the day shout.
Yeah.
I think I'd say men's. I'd say men's personally. I think he showed really good pace to stay with the guys who some people would argue were a little bit faster than him, but he had a really good weekend of racing. I'd say so. Men's for me.
Fair enough. Let's get away with the interviews then. Let's start off with division. You drove very well for both races, really, and kind of one of the drivers of the weekend. But talk us through it and how you found that exceptional pace. Also, make sure to tick your boxes as well.
Yeah, don't forget to tick the boxes.
I have no clue. I just messed up the qualifying lap with an invalidated, and then just drove, and people started crashing left and right, and I took advantage, and then just stayed on the top 3, and from P19 to P2. I vote myself the driver of the week, but hey, that's me. So
if you two got any comments, please add.
You got driver of the day in the feature race, mate. You got driver of the day in the feature race for that fantastic drive. So I think I actually, without sort of blowing my own trumpet, I did say to watch out for you at the start of the feature race, started at the back of the grid, and you didn't really surprise me to see you end up in P2, but at the same time it was a fantastic drive, mate. Well, generally over the weekend.
Yeah, and the next race was just straightforward, just keeping up with the train, and that was basically it.
Yeah, once again, a fantastic drive from you. Let's move on to P2. It was in the overall, and not the only reason why he's up here, Race Roller 22, our Season 4 champion as well. So, first of all, well done to you, and what a fantastic season you've had. So, if you can just talk us through it and just a few words from yourself.
Well, I'll start off with the race first. Future race, I probably should have pole and then just bottled to the final 2 corners, and then from there, I don't know what Darnell and Beast and something or them were thinking. No offense to any of them, but I was like,
we were thinking the same thing, mate.
And then, just I had to keep it from there. I nearly bottled it by getting a penalty, but then Mitsu got another one on himself in the final lap, which got me there, and then sprint was just wreckfest the whole way through. I think got taken out turn 1, then Mitsu punted me a few corners later, so he's obviously practicing for the McKeon race. And
I don't
Had to get that one
condone
in there.
Had to get that one in
there. He's very proud of himself after that one.
but yeah, just sort of went on from there. I was able to get a few 6, and coming into this season, I really did not expect to be champion. I thought I'd maybe my target was to get 3 wins, because I think I'd had 1 each of the previous 2 seasons, so I wanted at least a few. And after Bahrain, I was like, I'm going to just be like sitting 5th for most of the season, and then one in Spain, one in Monaco, one in Baku. I was like, oh, okay, this is, what's the word I'm looking for here? Not expected. And yeah, I was just able to keep it consistent where, I mean, I'll be honest, Speed, Darnell, probably both quicker than me, but they both kept getting involved in crashes, making mistakes and such. So just kept it consistent, and yeah, I was rewarded for it.
You definitely were. We're going to move on to the top point scorer of the weekend. That is SLR Darnell. Won the second race, showed once again exceptional pace, fighting off your brother, who unfortunately had that incident. Can you talk us through it? Talk us through the race.
Which one? From the
Both
start?
of them.
I prefer to talk about the first one. I generally, you're probably going to ask me the question of the strategy, and I generally don't really have an answer. I was kind of like led to believe that the tyres just wouldn't last longer than like 2-3 laps until they just fell off the cliff, and I kind of just pit, and kind of, a bunch of us stayed out, and then we kind of soon realised it was completely not the right decision. Safety guys obviously a bit upsetting, but yeah, I'm at least happy to take one win.
Yeah, you did do very well today. We are going to move on finally to the Evo Class Championship winner. That is Alexander Dodgy, who is in the party as well. So big well done to yourself for doing your race, and once again, congratulations for the championship.
Yeah, cheers. I mean, to be honest, tonight I felt like a fraud. I was absolutely shocking. I'm glad the Evo class went over a course of a season and not just Abu Dhabi, because men's was outstanding tonight. But to be honest, the Evo class was a fantastic idea that the admins came up with for us slower guys, and yeah, it's great to be racing, the McEwen guys and the Division 1 guys, but to have something to race against, to race for against the slower guys in Division 2 and 3 like ourselves, it gives you something to go for. So great idea from the admins, and I just hope if there's any Division 2 and Division 3 guys watching that aren't part of this, get involved. It's great fun.
Exactly. We've got F2
Sponsored by
season
SLR
5
Dodgy.
Sorry? F2 season 5 coming up next season. Make sure to join us for that. It is going to be a fantastic season. A fantastic season we've had for season 4 with Race Roller coming out on top for the drivers. You and I Virtual Racing winning constructors, and Dodgy coming out on top for Evo. Any comment to add, Rango and Liam?
Okay. I've just seen a massive crash. Was that Dodgy? No, I think it was men's taking someone out.
It was me. Yeah, it was me.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed tonight. So thank you very much all for putting on a good little show. Trying to watch some donuts here. It's not going very well.
Make sure to tick your box, because this is going to be brilliant.
But yeah, I've really enjoyed it. I hope to do a few more streams next season potentially. But yeah, I think it's a nice little show.
I do just want to.
At the end.
Sorry there. I do just want to butt in, and I haven't actually said it, but I just want to congratulate Roller and Dodgy on winning their championships. Yeah, it's been as you both said, it's been a great season, to be honest, for F2. It's the first time ever that there's been more than 2 drivers which have scored over 300 points as well. There's been 4 drivers this season that have done it, so it shows how competitive the grid is.
Yeah, it's been an unreal season of F2 to watch, and I bet to drive in as well. And I bet you can't wait for next season now. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, for sure. How many races next season? We've got 13 races out of 16 for F1, so we're pretty much on every week. A few different races that we've not raced at before, some that we're coming back to, like USA. Can't wait to race there, and yeah, just a different calendar as well. Really, it's kind of mixed up a little bit, isn't it? So, and also the free races for the sprint feature for 3 of the races next season will be very interesting. Suggest watching those. It'll be fun.
But yeah, if any other driver that's in the party wants to butt in and talk about their race or season, then please go ahead.
Have we got men?
I've got men's.
There's a bit of an elbow for a second there.
Is men said anything?
Go on, men.
No,
Talk about your day. Talk about your season.
Men's, you played a massive part in the Evo class this season, as well as Dodgy helping promote it and showing that the drivers outside of Division 1 and McEwen, they get in the limelight as well. So, I mean, how's it been battling with Dodgy, and what's your opinions on the Evo class in its inaugural season?
Well, yeah, it's been a great season. Obviously, Evo made it a lot better, as otherwise, you know, we're just pointlessly racing, basically. Well, we were last year anyway, so none of us were getting any points, and big congrats to Dodgy, he completely deserved it anyway. I was a bit too inconsistent again, but after last year, consistency I wasn't too bothered about. I just wanted to increase the pace, which I did. So, it was a great season.
Yeah, again, big thank you to the F2 admins for getting all this together to produce another amazing season. And again, I believe you're going to probably do it again next season as well. I hope.
Yeah, it should be a good battle again.
Just in the stream call, you're getting aired left, right, and centre, mate.
I am, mate. Yeah, I'm having a mad.
What's he said? What's he said?
Yeah, what he said.
That's helped with my wheel spins.
Go on, Owen. I'm gonna put you on the spot. Come on.
This is quite cool.
What, you want me
The
to talk about
admins
my
all doing donuts.
Anything, mate.
seasons? Well, my 8 points. It's my highest points tally for a season, which I guess is something. But and I'm really happy to actually get my best ever finish tonight, so that's good. I mean, just looking onwards and upwards for next season, be fun. Who knows what will happen? Maybe. Well, we'll see. Hopefully, I'll be a little bit more of a use to a teammate this next season, but we'll see. Feel bad for Jam this season. I have to be stuck with me, and I had no line as well, so that would have been really helpful.
I don't know if any of you had the opportunity to drive the new 2021 cars yet that we're going to go on to next season, but does it feel any different compared to these ones?
No.
No.
Not really. From what I've heard.
No, they're identical.
Not really. They're basically identical. So.
They are identical. Yeah.
So in that case, then Roller's going to come out on top again.
Now I'm gonna be adventurous. I'm gonna go next season with ABS off in these F2 cars.
Can I just come in there as like just an speaking as an admin? Just again, massive congratulations to Georgie and massive congratulations to Roller, because when we found out that Jam and Hand they were turning offline, we knew that it's going to be a lot more competitive. I didn't think it was going to be between 4 drivers, but I mean, people will say that Roller got fortunate without the safety cars, but luck favours the brave, and Roller kept it consistent. He kept it on the track. Great racecraft and everything. So yeah, just massive congratulations to Roller, and 4 different champions in 4 different seasons. It's quite amazing. Who's going to be the first person to get 2, or will we get a new champion next year? In I don't know, Crispy, Beast, Joe, maybe me, because I need to make up for what happened in that sprint.
No one heard anything, I promise.
Yeah, that's what's going in the swear jar.
Yeah, we getting a strongly worded message from Liam after the stream.
Oh god. I think Liam and I have just done synchronised spins at the final corner.
That comment
no.
wasn't necessary. How dare you?
I meant to spin.
Liam, can you confirm that you'll be in F2 next season?
Undecided.
In the comms booth, yeah.
I think another thing as well, Joe, you put in the streamer chat the other week. I have already mentioned it, but if you also want to add a comment about obviously the helmets you're running this weekend and why you're running it.
Oh, yeah, a bunch of us decided to run with Callum's helmet that he last wore before his last race, before his passing. That was the last helmet he wore in F2 and F1 as well, so we thought it would be a good touch to do it at Abu Dhabi, where it was his last race and he got a podium as well in his last race, in F2 at least. So, yeah, that's the kind of meaning behind it. I think, and I can imagine anyone that's watching, if you're a driver, obviously with an SLR, we'd encourage you to use the helmet as well. We haven't made it public because we kind of didn't want to force people to do it, but if you want to run with his design, and just give one of us a message and we'll just send you the colour codes and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Gosh.
Nice. On that note, or on that bombshell,
Back to the studio.
Get me on arc.
You have to get that one in. Who's got the bingo cards out?
When's the driver draw?
Will be revealed soon.
End the stream, lads. Come on.
Oh, yeah, I've got to get the advertisement in first. Make sure to join us tomorrow for Division
SLR
1.
what?
Shut up. Make sure to join us tomorrow for Division 1. A four-way championship battle at 8 PM. We've got the Division 2 race at 6 PM.
Shall we
Saturday,
start
the
Division 1
3 title
predictions
fight.
just for now?
Division 3. Let me use the advertisement. Division 3, 9 PM at Saturday. Another championship battle between Gregors and Legend. And the big one, Sunday at 7 PM between Race Roller and Midzi for the McEwen Division title, tied on points, so it's going to be winner takes all. So then, lads,
This has
tomorrow
gone well.
the four-way title fight for Division 1. Who's taking it?
Oh my god.
Who's taking it tomorrow? Between Smoke, Bennett, Connor,
Smoke.
and Elite.
Smoke. Bennett's a bottle
Shout
job.
out loud, who's going to take it?
Smoke.
Smoke.
Elite's gonna take it out of blue.
Connor's going to do it.
Okay.
I'm going to say
Right, good night all.